Okay, so off went the TV. I know that power's off. And I know it was these two wires right here. And this one's got a little curly Q in it. I'm going to kind of straighten this out because I'm going to put a wire nut on here. This wire nut's going to be temporary. Okay? Just in case somebody happens to turn the power back on. Or at this point, if I want to turn the power back on after I get the wire nuts on, I could. This will also remind me which wire, which cable up here is hot. Boy, that wire nut's not fitting on there. It's twisting off. You see, these are old, and this one probably went and connected 2 or 3 wires before, and now it's just spinning. And it's not on there at all. I have to get another wire nut. You always want to check your wire nuts and make sure you've got something that's working properly. Yeah, I guess I'll have to find a wire nut because I've got red wire nuts and yellows. And see, that was in orange, and the orange is the smallest.
I get them at home,
Okay. You see here, the orange is actually a smaller opening in here than the yellow. First you got orange, then yellow, then red. Red is if you're going to connect 3 or 4 wires together. See how big the hole is in there? And the yellow, sometimes you can get a yellow to work, but this is a rubber one. It's not the hard plastic ones like this. And I know there's no way that's going to work up there. Okay? So I brought some along with me. Whenever you're doing electrical, don't make the assumption that you're going to use your old wire nuts and stuff. Get some new ones and do it right. I've got a new yellow one, and chances are that one's going to hold up there. Let's see. It should hold. I think that one's nice and tight. Okay, so I know now this is the hot. If I had some masking tape, I could put some masking tape over there too, but I wanted to keep the ends off, just in case they want to keep watching TV here, in case you want the light on in a different room or whatever. Okay, so now at this point, this is a metal junction box up here. And in the old days, they ran everything with metal. And I know the power is still off, okay? So I can work up in here. It's always nice to keep the power off. I'm basically telling you to do this in case somebody turns the breaker back on, and for you to isolate those wires so that you know where those are going to go, okay? Now see, that was just a clamp that was held up there, and that kind of cinches down on top of these cables to keep everything tight inside a metal box. Plastic boxes, they do it a little bit differently. They run them in the box and they staple everything within 6 inches of the box up against the joist. Now, I don't know what the code was back 50 years ago. I think they just strapped it here and then they stapled it wherever. I don't know if it was a code of a 6-inch code or not. Okay, there's my other bracket. And do I have my clear glasses on? No, I don't. I almost got some stuff in my eyeball. I didn't. Okay. So now at this point, sooner or later, I know I'm going to have to go up into the attic. Poor thing. Got to get back up there again. Okay, now I got this loose. I can just push this back up through the box, can't I?
Yeah.
I can do that. And I can do the same thing with this one. Just straighten it out so it's going to push up. And see, that one's going across that way. And my guess is, and I can't really push that, it's probably stapled right along the ceiling joist here. And I'll bet you that one goes over to the other light above the kitchen sink.
Yeah, it's moving right now.
Yeah, I can move. It's moving a little bit because it's probably stapled back here, and I'm kind of pushing it up. I'm guessing this one goes back to the light switch, but I don't know that. I don't know that for sure just yet. So I'm not going to like cut these wires or anything. I'm just going to push them back this way. And then once I'm up in the attic, I'll have to remember where this is in association of where the light switch is, follow back this set of wires and this set of wires and see where they go. So I know exactly what to do next time I go back up in the attic. I've got to go up there a couple times now. Sheesh. Okay. I'm going to push that up in there. Like that. Bye-bye. One wire gone. Ultimately, I'm going to have to push this one up through there. You know, that's going to be the power one. And if I don't isolate it somehow, I can't push it through with these wire nuts now, can I? I can put a piece of masking tape around it or something, and I'll just have to keep the breaker off, and so I can go back up there and then put the wire nuts on. I don't want to just push all the sets of wires up there, then I have to go through the whole process we just did, you know? Okay, so this one here, look at that. I can push it because it's flexible enough, long enough, I can push that all the way up through there. Okay, goodbye second set of cables. Now there was one set of cables. The sheathing cable, it's got a black wire and white wire in there. Okay, what do we do now? Ultimately, we got to get this box out of there. We're going to end up patching this hole. Okay. Now I'm going to have, since I'm going up in the attic, I'm going to see how this is nailed on the joist. Here's a ceiling joist right here. Now if it's just nailed, and if I can get it off with a nail puller, I can pull this box out and lift it up out of there. But if there's a flap on it over the joist, let's say, then I have to leave it there. I have to cut a piece of sheetrock or put tape over this and tape it all up. But we'll get to that in a minute. Usually on metal boxes there's a flange that goes this way and that way, and it's nailed onto the side of a ceiling joist. So ultimately I think what I can do is get up there and just pull that off that way. Okay? And for now, in fact, I could leave this wire like this so that when I get up there I can pull that off, and I'll pull this whole thing up in the ceiling at the same time. Man, all the stuff that has to go on to get these new lights installed.